Hello everybody, my name is David Ingber and this is my creative critical reflections. To start, we will be making some small rigatoni pasta with some 4-cheese sauce. I'm absolutely starving and I cannot wait to tell you about my reflections throughout this project. Okay, the water is finally starting to boil, which means I can finally put the pasta in. But this does bring me to my next question. How does it represent social groups or issues? Now, my opening scene doesn't necessarily represent a social group rather than an issue. The issue at hand is selfishness and greed and the power of language. Selfishness and greed, it poisons a person's mind. Greed can cause a person to make irrational decisions, all for the betterment of themselves. It doesn't make you think clearly. Language, the power of language, the power it can have on people, is also very powerful. The power of language can... I just got attacked by a beetle. Oh my God, he's alive. That was very scary. As I was saying, oh my God, he's still alive. As I was saying, the power of language, it can change the way a person thinks. It can change the way a person perceives something. It can make them think differently. And it can have an impact on their actions. Now, through this opening scene, David, who was played by me, was simply said the words, "Sometimes I wish you were never in this building." David doesn't think, that's powerful language that can erase a whole existence, that takes away memories over little words. Now, it is unrealistic that you can have a bracelet that can wish a person out of existence. That doesn't exist. But the power of language does. And if a person were to say, "Sometimes I wish you never lived in this building. I wish you were never part of my life," that just removes someone completely from a situation that could have very negative impacts on the way that they perceive things, the way they think, and who they are as a person. So that is the issue that is on hand. Okay, so now we are at a very steady rate with the pasta cooking. And this brings me to the next question. How does your product engage with the audience? First of all, the bracelet is the main engagement. You see, the bracelet keeps the person guessing what's gonna happen next. How do we get to these certain points? The point that we are at was David's best friend Connor had just disappeared. Now, what happened? That's the whole point of a mystery. What happened? What's going on? What's going to happen next? It's to keep the audience guessing. Now, what is the bracelet? How did the bracelet get into this possession of David? How did it get in the envelope? What's going on? What's the setting? Right? The way the whole engagement from the opening scene was to keep the audience asking questions. When you're asking questions, you're engaged. You see, your mind is consistently thinking about the topic. The topic, this was the opening scene. This is the engagement in the opening scene. This is further expressed in the dialogue. The dialogue was a friend's party that had gone wrong, and the two friends were getting in trouble. What happened at the party, what's going on. Through the dialogue, we tried not to show too much background information. Okay, this out a little bit. But, yes, to keep the audience engaged, we decided by me and Connor, we tried to have the audience keep asking questions stay kind of lost, not understand completely what's going on. See, this keeps constant engagement. Okay, so the pasta is now, you can't really see it from there. Pasta is just about done. It's very delicious. Yes, so, get in this bowl, little by little, and we can put on the sauce. This is gonna be very delicious. Okay. Now for the sauce, we have the 4 cheese. This has been my favorite probably since I was a little kid. But nevertheless, staying focused. Next question is, how would it be distributed to a real media source? So, what is real media? YouTube, Netflix. There's even apps that I couldn't even name that go for short stories. Oh, I love that sound. So, to begin, this is a story that can be expressed in 15 minutes. This is nothing but a short story. It's like Aladdin, but Aladdin's 2 hours, 30 minutes. It's a long movie. This is not a long movie. So, if it were to be distributed to media outlets, this could be broken up into 15 short TikTok videos, an Instagram reel, trailers for Instagram. This could be on YouTube as a whole. It could be its own Netflix short story series. This is all short story things. And this is how it would be distributed as real media. So I just want to show you guys a good little arm workout. What you can usually do at home if you have some dumbbells laying around or some spare weights. But I have a 20-pound dumbbell laying here. What I like to do is I like to lean it against the inner of my thigh and just curl it. Get some good contraction that really gets good blood flow going, feels really good, and it looks really good after. Just do a couple alternate arms. Nevertheless, this brings me to my next question. How did your production skills develop through this project? Now, I learned so many things. Rather, it was in editing, in software, being a developer, being an actor. I just want to talk about the editing first. I had probably around 100 clips, and I had to decide whether I needed them or not, what to do with them, how to make them look proper, what to do. And I learned how to do color grading. I learned how to integrate different angles properly. For example, you'll see 2 people talking at the same time, well, having a conversation. I'll be having a conversation with Connor. When I'm talking, the camera's on me, and as soon as he opens his mouth, it cuts to him, and then it'll still be on him while I'm talking to him. Just doing that, editing on a conversation, I learned how to do that, and that was very awesome. Next, being an actor. Actor and developer at the same, director. My friend Matthew, me and him go back 8 years now probably. And back when we were in 8th grade, I had him be my cameraman for my science fair project. And let me tell you, he really let me down really badly. Shots that I really needed did not come out clear. And so when I had asked him if he could be my cameraman again, sorry about that. My camera just cut out, but I do know where I left off. Matthew had brought up to me how he was skeptical, or thinking, David, are you sure you want me to be your cameraman again? And so I took him in again, and being a director this time, I was able to give him better orders, how to be a better cameraman. And filming has been an interest of his. I guess he just never really picked up on it. But this certainly helped him become a better cameraman. This helped me be a better director. While he was filming, being an actor, while me and Connor were being actors, we improved on not looking at the camera, sustaining the conversation. Sometimes it just feels funny having a camera pointed at your face. You just want to laugh, you want to break character. And this project certainly helped practice not breaking character. This brings me to my next question. How did I integrate technologies? So what are technologies? This would be software, hardware, things like that. So this would be cameras, online things too, CapCut, the tools that we used. So car. My dad had his hands on a very fun car, the Corvette C8. I call it the Yellow Rocket because that car is so quick and it sounds unholy. I was so happy that we were able to use it for the short film, this opening scene, because it just sounded so crisp, and some of its scenes that we shot were just beautiful, and it did the car really good. But how did I integrate them into the short film? Let's begin with the camera. The camera that we used was a Lumix G6 or GH6, I believe. This is a very good camera. It does very high resolution, I believe in 1920 for 60 frames per second. It's capable of 4K, I know that. But it's a real video camera that professionals use, and I was very happy that we were able to use it for this project. So I put this in the hands of myself for when I was filming the scenes with my father in the car, and him preparing for the whole his whole character use. I shot the best angles, the things that had him looking the most mysterious, without giving off too much detail that I could do with the camera. Next, I passed it to Matthew. When me and Connor were filming our parts, I told Matthew where I needed him, what angles we needed, and that was all the integration of the camera itself. Software would be our editing software. CapCut is free to use. Very thankful for that. As I said before, I use it in a lot of my social media, and I love CapCut. Since the footage was coming from a camera, I had to put it onto CapCut's online cloud, which was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So I did all the editing on a computer rather than my phone, which is what I usually use. I use the app on my phone, but that was nothing. It was also very fun to edit. Lastly, there weren't really other technologies that we used other than, if you want to call a car technology. Cars are used for transportation. We had to be in two settings. That was my dad's house and my mom's building. Those are the two separate spots. And the car was to help raise suspicion and mysteriousness for the character of my dad. And my mom's building is where my character lives and where David and Connor, the whole situation took place. So yes, that was how technologies were integrated into this opening scene. Thank you again for watching. Again, my name is David Ingber, and this has been my creative, critical reflections on my opening scene. And it is very late now. I'm going to go get ready for bed.